Okay, the question is, if g of x is equals to 1 plus root x, f of g of x is equals to 3 plus 2 root x plus x, then what is the value of f of x? So here he gave f of g of x. F of g of x is equals to 3 plus 2 root x plus x. F of g of x is given as 1 plus root x, which is equals to 3 plus 2 root x plus x. Here 1 plus root x, I will take it as y. So let 1 plus root x is equals to y. So plus 1 I will take to the right side. We will get y minus 1 is equals to root x. I will do squaring on both the sides. So we get y minus 1 whole square is equals to root x whole square. Square root and square cancel. So x is equals to y minus 1 whole square. We took 1 plus root x is nothing but y. So f of y is equals to 3 plus 2 into root x. X value we got as y minus 1 whole square. So under root, in the place of x, y minus 1 whole square plus x value y minus 1 whole square. Here square root and square cancel. So f of y is equals to 3 plus 2 into y minus 1 plus y minus 1 whole square. So which is equals to 3 plus 2 into y, 2y minus 2 into 1, 2 plus, this is a minus b whole square formula. So a square plus b square minus 2ab plus 2y minus 2y cancel. So we remains with 3 minus 2, 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus y square. So f of y is equals to 2 plus y square. Then f of x is equals to, simply in the place of y substitute x, 2 plus x square. So f of x value is 2 plus x square. Okay, next question is, statement 1 and statement 2 both are given. So we need to find out which statement is correct and which statement is wrong. So first statement, f of x is given as sin x and g of x is given as x square, and he's saying f of g is not equals to g of x. So first let us find this first statement. F of g I will find out. F of g of x. F of g of x is nothing but f of g of x, which is equals to this g of x. I need to substitute in f. So g of x is x square and f of x is sin. So f of g of x is x square. Now this x square I need to substitute in f. F is nothing but sin x. So sin, in the place of x substitute x square. So sin x square. F of g of x value is sin x square. Now g of f of x is equals to g of f of x. F of x value I need to substitute in g. That is g of f of x value sin x. So this sin x I need to substitute in the place of g, where I have x. So in the place of x, sin x, here whole square is there. So sin x whole square, sin square x. F of g of x is sin x square, g of f of x is sin square x. Both are completely different. So we can conclude f of g is not is equals to g of f. He also gave like that only, f of g is not equals to g of f. So first statement is true. Next, second statement, f of g of x is equals to g of f of x is equals to f of x into g of x. Already we know clearly f of g of x is not equals to g of f of x. So he gave it is equal. So this statement will become false. Statement 1 is true, statement 2 is false. Okay, the next question is, if f of z is equals to 7 minus z by 1 minus z square, where z is equals to 1 plus 2i, then find the value of modulus of f of z. So here f of z is given as f of z is given as 7 minus z divided by 1 minus z square, which is equals to 7 minus, here z in the place of z I will substitute 1 plus 2i. So 1 plus 2i whole divided by 1 minus 1 plus 2i whole square. So if I expand it, 7 minus into 1 minus 1 minus into 2i minus 2i whole divided by 1 minus this 1 plus 2i whole square. I will write it in the form of a plus b whole square. So a square, that is 1 square, 1 plus 2i whole square, that is 4i square, plus 2ab 4i. So a square plus b square plus 2ab. Now numerator 7 minus 1 6 minus 2i whole divided by 1 minus 1, I square value is minus 1. So minus 1 into 4, minus 4 plus 4i, which is equals to 6 minus 2i divided by 1 minus into 1 minus 1 minus into minus 4 plus 4 minus into plus 4i minus 4i minus 1 plus 1 cancel. So we remains with 6 minus 2i divided by 4 minus 4i. From the denominator I will take 4 common. So we remains with 6 minus 2i divided by 4 common if we take. So we remains with 1 minus I. Now I will do rationalizing the denominator. So we get numerator as it is 6 minus 2i divided by 4 times 1 minus I. In the denominator 1 minus I is there. So I will multiply and divide by 1 plus I. So we get 6 into 1, 6 into I, 6I, minus 2I into 1, minus 2I, minus 2I into I, minus 2I square, whole divided by 4 as it is, 1 minus I into 1 plus I, a minus b into a plus b formula, so a square minus b square, that is 1 square minus I square. So if we solve it now, 6 as it is, plus 6i minus 2i plus 4i, I square value is minus 1 into minus 2 plus 2 whole divided by 4 as it is times 1 square is 1, I square minus 1 minus of minus 1 plus 1. So in the numerator we have 6 plus 4i plus 2 divided by 4 into 1 plus 1. Okay, if we simplify the numerator, 6 plus 2, 8 plus 4i divided by 1 plus 1 to 2 4s are 8. So now from the numerator as well as from the denominator I will take out 4 common. So if I take 4 common, I remains with 2 plus I whole divided by 8. 4 1s are 4 2s are, so we get 2 plus I divided by 2. Now this denominator 2 is for all the terms of the numerator, so I will separate it. 2 by 2 plus I by 2, which is nothing but 2 cancel. So 1 plus I divided by 2. Now for this 1 plus I by 2, I will find modulus f of z. Under root first term 1 square plus second term 1 by 2 square, which is equals to under root 1 plus 1 by 2 whole square is 1 by 4. 4 1s are 4 plus 1 5 by 4 whole root. So if we simplify this, root 5 by root 4. Root 5 by root 4. Root 5 as it is divided by root 4 is nothing but 2. So we got modulus f of z is equals to root 5 divided by 2. But whereas in the question we have already z is equals to 1 plus 2i. Now for this also I will find modulus of z. So modulus of z is equals to first number square plus second number square, that is nothing but root 5. So modulus z value is root 5. So here root 5 is there. So in the place of root 5 I will write modulus z. So we get finally modulus f of z is equals to root 5 divided by 2. But whereas root 5 is nothing but mod z. So mod z divided by 2. So modulus f of z is equals to mod z divided by 2. Okay, the next question is, what is the value of under root minus 8 minus 6i? So this I will write it as z is equals to under root minus 8 minus 6i. So if we compare this, a value is the first term, that is minus 8, and b value second term, that is minus 6. So a value minus 6 and b value, a value minus 8 and b value minus 6. So b value is given as minus 6, so b minus 6 is less than 0. Here b value is less than 0. So b value is less than 0, then under root z value will be equals to plus or minus under root 1 by 2 into a square plus b square plus a. Again for this a square plus b square under root. This will be for total. Minus I into again 1 by 2 times a square plus b square minus a. Again this my total. So now let us substitute the values, which is equals to plus or minus under root half into a square minus 8 square, it is 64, plus b square minus 6 square, it is 36, under root plus a value is minus 8, minus I into under root half into a square, again 8 square 64, plus b square, again 6 square 36 for this square, minus a value, already here minus is there, again a value minus 8 only, so it will become plus 8. So which is equals to plus or minus under root half into 64 plus 36, 100, root 100, 10 minus 8, 2, minus I times under root half into 64 plus 36, 100, root 100 is 10, 10 plus 8, 18. So if you do simplification, 2 cancel, 2 1s are 2 9s are. So we get plus or minus root 1 minus I times root 9. Root 1 is nothing but 1. So plus or minus 1 minus root 9 is 3. 3 times I. So the value of under root 8 minus 6i is equals to plus or minus 1 minus 3i. Okay, the next question is, what is the multiplicative inverse of 6 plus 5i whole square? So the given question I will take it as z. Z is equals to 6 plus 5i whole square. What is the formula for multiplicative inverse? Multiplicative inverse of z is nothing but z bar divided by modulus z whole square. So first let us find the z bar. Here z bar is nothing but conjugate of the given, and modulus z square we will find out. So okay, first let us check how to find this z bar or conjugate. So first let us expand this. 6 plus 5i whole square is in the form of a plus b whole square. So if we expand it, a square, that is 6 square 36, plus 5i whole square 25i square, plus 2 into 6 into 5i, which is equals to 36. I square is minus 1. Minus 1 into 25, minus 25, plus 2 6 are 12, 12 5 are 60 times I, which is equals to 36 minus 25, 11, 11 plus 60 I. Z value is 11 plus 60 I. So conjugate of this, that is Z bar, is equals to 11 minus 60 I. This is conjugate. So conjugate is 11 minus 60i. So Z bar value we got, that is conjugate. Now let us find out this denominator, that is modulus Z. So modulus Z is nothing but in the given Z bar, Under root first term square 11 square plus minus 60 square, which is equals to under root 11 square is 121 plus 60 square is nothing but 3600. So which is equals to under root 3721. Root 3721 is nothing but 61. So in the place of z bar I will substitute this, and in the place of modulus z I will substitute this. So we will get z bar is nothing but 11 minus 60i whole divided by 61 square. This is the value. Okay, the next question is, the conjugate of a complex number is 1 by I minus 1. Then find that number. Some number is there, for that number conjugate is 1 by I minus 1. So we need to find out that number. So here z is given as 1 by I minus 1. So we need to find out the conjugate of it, that is z bar. So z bar is nothing but this total number, that is 1 by I minus 1 whole bar. It is very simple, right? The numerator as it is divided by plus I will become minus I minus 1. So 1 divided by minus I minus 1. 1 divided by, from the denominator I will take out minus common, so remains with I plus 1. Now this one I will apply to the numerator. So minus 1 divided by I plus 1. The number is minus 1 divided by I plus 1. For this number only the conjugate is 1 by I minus 1. Okay, the next question is, the sum of n terms of the series root 2 plus root 8 plus root 18 plus root 32 plus and so on. So first term root 2 is there. I am writing this root 2 as 1 root 2. Next term root 8 is there, so that root 8 can be written as root 4 into 2. So root 4 is 2, root 2 as it is again 2 root 2. The same way root 18 can be written as 9 2s are, so 3 root 2. Next root 32 can be written as 16 2s are, that is same as 4 root 2. So if you observe now clearly, first term is 1 root 2, then 2 root 2, 3 root 2, 4 root 2, 5 root 2 and so on. So the given numbers we can write it as 1 root 2 plus 2 root 2 plus 3 root 2 and so on. Now from all these terms, in the first term root 2 is there, in the second term root 2 is there, in the third term also root 2 is there. So I will take root 2 common. So if we take root 2 common from the first term, 1 will remain, plus 2 will remain, plus 3 plus 4 and so on. Now this root 2 as it is, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 till n. Sum of the first n natural numbers, n into n plus 1 by 2. So root 2 into n plus 1 by 2. Root 2 into n plus 1 divided by 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2. Here root 2 both will get cancelled, so we remains with n into n plus 1 divided by root 2. Okay, the next question is, if log 2 base 3, log 2 power x minus 5 base 3, log 2 power x minus 7 by 2 base 3 are in AP, then x value how much? So he said very clearly those all are in AP. So AP is nothing but second term minus first term, log 2 power x minus 5 base 3 first term, sorry second term, minus first term log 2 base 3 is equals to third term log 2 power x minus 7 by 2 base 3 minus second term log 2 power x minus 5 base 3. Now here minus is there, so what is the formula we have? Log A minus log B is equals to log A by B. So log 2 power x minus 5 base 3 minus log 2 base 3 can be written as log 2 power x minus 5 divided by 2, base 3 as it is equals to log 2 power x minus 7 by 2 divided by 2 power x minus 5 base 3. Now here logs are there with the same base, so equate those numbers. 2 power x minus 5 divided by 2 is equals to 2 power x minus 7 by 2 divided by 2 power x minus 5. I will do cross multiplication for this. So 2 power x minus 5 into 2 power x minus 5. 2 power x minus 5 whole square is equals to 2 power x minus 7 by 2 into 2. So to make this simple equation simple, what I will do, in the place of 2 power x, I will take some constant. So let 2 power x be some constant t. So in the place of 2 power x, I will substitute t. So what we will get then? 2 power x is nothing but t minus 5 whole square, which is equals to 2 into 2 power x is nothing but t minus 7 by 2. Here t minus 5 whole square I will expand, and here 2 I will multiply with all the numbers which are there inside the brackets. Okay, here t minus 5 whole square is there, so I will expand it. A minus b whole square formula, a square plus b square minus 2ab is equals to 2 into t, 2t minus 2 into 7 by 2. 2 will get cancelled. So we remains with t square plus 25 minus 10t is equals to 2t minus 7. Everything I will bring one side. T square plus 25 minus 10t plus 2t will become minus 2t minus 7 will become plus 7 is equals to 0. So t square as it is minus 10t minus 2t minus 12t, 25 plus 7 plus 32 is equals to 0. Now I will split the middle term into two terms. So t square minus 12t can be written as minus 4t minus 8t plus 32 is equals to 0. So from these two terms I will take t common, so remains with t minus 4. From these two terms I will take minus 8 common, so we remains with t minus 4. Now the factors will become t minus 4 into t minus 8 is equals to 0. Then here minus 4 is there, the t value will become plus 4. Here minus 8 is there, so t value will become plus 8. So two values, one is 4 and one is 8. But in the beginning only we took 2 power x is nothing but t. So 2 power x is nothing but 4 is one value. 2 power x is nothing but 8. So this 4 also can be written as 2 square. This 8 can be written as 2 square. So 2 power x is equals to 2 square. 2 power x is equals to 2 cube. So from this x value is 2. From this x value is 3. Now let us substitute which number will be correct in the question. If I substitute, observe it. Log 2 power x minus 5 base 3 is the question. So in case if I substitute x value 2. 2 power 2, 4 minus 5 minus 1, log minus 1, which is not defined. So x is equals to 2 is not the correct value. Next 3, if we take 2 cube is 8, 8 minus 5, 3, yes, satisfiable. 2 power 3, 8, 8 minus 7 by 2, yes, satisfiable. So x is equals to 3 is the correct value. Okay, the next question is, the number of numbers lying between 100 and 500 that are divisible by 7 but not divisible by 21. So first I will find how many numbers are there which are divisible by 7 between 100 to 500. Numbers divisible by 7. So after 100 is not divisible by 7. 101, 102, 103, 104, 105 is divisible. Starting from 105, 112 and so on till 500 is said, right? So 500 is not divisible. 499, 498, 497 is divisible again. 497. So this is the series we have 105, 112 and so on till 497. So first let us find how many numbers are there these. So the general term an is equals to a plus n minus 1 into d, because these all numbers will be in AP. Now an, that is last term 497 is equals to a first term 105 plus n value we don't know minus 1 into d is nothing but common difference. Anyway, these numbers all are divisible by 7, so common difference will be 7 only. Now I will take this 105 to the left side, so we get 407 minus 105 is equals to n minus 1 times 7. 497 minus 105, that is 7 minus 5 to 392, which is equals to n minus 1 into 7. Now this 7 also I will take to the left side, so it will become division. 392 divided by 7 is equals to n minus 1. 7 5 is 35, 7 6 is 42. n minus 1 is equals to 56, then n is equals to 57. So in between 100 to 500, 57 numbers are there which are divisible by 7. Okay, now I will find numbers divisible by 21. Numbers divisible by 21. So 100 is not divisible. 101, 102, 103, no, 104, 105 again. So 105. Next to 21 means 126 and so on. Last number is 483. So again let us find how many numbers are there. an is equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. an is 483, which is equals to a value first 105 plus n minus 1 into common difference. It is divisible by 21 table, so 21 only. Now this 105 I will take to the left side, it will become minus 483 minus 105 and divided by 21 also I am bringing to the left side. 21 is equals to n minus 1. So 483 minus, here 483 minus 105 is equals to 378. 378 divided by 21 is equals to n minus 1. So 378 by 21 is equals to 18. n minus 1 is equals to 18. Then n value 19. 57 numbers are there which are divisible by 7. 19 numbers are there which are divisible by 21. He is asking very clearly those should be divisible by 7 but not by 21. So number of numbers divisible by 7, 57, minus number of numbers which are divisible by 21, 19. 57 minus 19 is nothing but 38. So in between 100 to 500, 38 numbers are there which are divisible by 7 but not divisible by 21. Okay, the next question is, what is the value of 1 square plus 3 square plus 5 square plus 7 square till 25 square? If we observe this clearly, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 till 25, these all are odd numbers. So odd numbers general form is 2n minus 1. For every term square we are doing, so 2n minus 1 whole square. I will simplify this. So a minus b whole square formula. So we get a square, that is 4n square, plus b square 1 square 1 minus 2 into a into b, that is 4n. So the general form of the given series is 4n square plus 1 minus 4n. But this is for only single term, either first term or second term or third term only. But how we will get till 25? Just apply summation or sigma. Yes, n is equals to sigma. N is equals to starting from 1 onwards till where? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25. So how many numbers are covering? 13 odd numbers. So 13. Now write this general term, that is 4n square plus 1 minus 4n. So this sigma, if we apply for each and every term, we will get sigma 4n square plus sigma 1 minus sigma 4n. Now constants will come outside, so we get 4 times sigma n square plus sigma 1 minus 4 times sigma n. So if we apply the formula here, 4 as it is times n square, sum of the squares of the first n natural numbers, n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6, plus sigma 1 is n minus 4 into sum of the first n natural numbers, n into n plus 1 divided by 2. We know very well total 13 odd numbers are there in the series, so n value is 13. 4 into n value is 13 into 13 plus 1 14 into 2 13s are 26 plus 1 27 whole divided by 6, plus n value 13 minus 4 into 13 into 13 plus 1 14 divided by 2. If we do for cancellation, 2 3s are 6, 2 7s are 14, 3 1s are 3 9s are 2 1s are 2 7s are. So simplification positive. Next, 4 into 13 into 7 into 9 plus 13 minus 4 into 13 into 7. So this 4 into 13 into 7 into 9 is nothing but 3276 plus 13 minus 4 into 13 into 7 is nothing but 364. So if we simplify this, we will get 2925. So the answer or sum of this series is 2925. Okay, the next question is, if a plus b plus c is equals to 0, then the roots of the equation 4ax square plus 3bx plus 2c is equals to 0. If a plus b plus c is equals to 0, the roots are 1 and c by a. Here number 1 as it is, c is nothing but constant. In the given equation, constant is 2c divided by a. A is nothing but x square coefficient. Here x square coefficient is 4a. If we simplify, 2 1s are 2 2s are. So 1 comma c by 2a. So the roots of the given equation are 1 comma c divided by 2a. Okay, the next question is, if the equations k into 6x square plus 3 plus rx plus 2x square minus 1 is equals to 0 and 6k into 2x square plus 1 plus px plus 4x square minus 2 is equals to 0 have both roots common, then find the value of 2r minus p. So first equation I am taking, that is k into 6x square plus 3 plus rx plus 2x square minus 1 is equals to 0. So first I will expand it completely. K into 6x square, 6kx square plus k into 3, 3k plus rx plus 2x square minus 1 is equals to 0. Now from this first term and from this term, I will take x square common. So if we take x square common, we remains with 6k plus 2. Now next, this term I am writing, that is r into x, and remaining I am writing, that is plus 3k minus 1. Plus 3k minus 1 is equals to 0. Now if we observe this clearly, it is a quadratic equation. X square coefficient is there, x coefficient is there, and some constant is there. So x square coefficient is nothing but a, that is 6k plus 2. X coefficient is nothing but b, so b is equals to r, and constant c is equals to 3k minus 1. So from the first equation we got the a value, b value as well as c value. Now I will take the second equation, that is 6k into 2x square plus 1 plus px minus plus 4x square minus 2 is equals to 0. Here also same, I will separate it first. 6k into 2x square, 6 2s are 12kx square plus 6k into 1 6k plus px plus 4x square minus 2 is equals to 0. Again from the first term and from this term I will take out x square common. So we remains with 12k plus 4. This one as it is I am writing px remaining plus 6k minus 2 plus 6k minus 2 is equals to 0. Here x square coefficient is a, so a value is 12k plus 4 and x coefficient is p, so b value is p and remaining is constant, so constant is equals to 6k minus 2. From the given two equations I found the a value, b value and c value for both the equations, and he mentioned clearly that these two equations are having roots common, that to both the roots are common for both the equations. So what is the formula for that? A divided by A is equals to B divided by B is equals to C divided by C. Let me write that. A divided by A, that is 6k plus 2 divided by 12k plus 4. A by A, that is 6k plus 2 divided by 12k plus 4 is equals to B by B, R by P is equals to C by D, 3k minus 1 divided by 6k minus 2. A by A, B by B, C by C. Now, this first one I am not touching anything. Otherwise, yeah, you can take 6k common also, okay, no problem. First numerator I am writing as it is 6k plus 2 divided by, from the denominator 12k plus 4, I am taking 2 common. So if we take 2 common, we remains with 6k plus 2, which is equals to R by P, which is equals to, here also same, numerator 3k minus 1 as it is divided by, from 6k minus 2 I am taking 2 common, then we remains with 3k minus 1. Here 3k minus 1 cancel, 6k plus 2 cancel, so we remains with 1 by 2 is equals to R by P, which is equals to 1 by 2. Any one, either this left side 1 by 2 or right side 1 by 2 we can take, so we will get R by P is equals to 1 by 2. I will do cross multiplication, so we will get 2 into R, 2R, which is equals to P into 1P. Now I will take this P to the left side, so we will get 2R minus P, which is equals to 0. This is the value we need to find out. 2R minus P value is equals to 0. Okay, the next question is, if A comma B comma C are real numbers in AP. He said very clearly A, B, C are in AP. So A comma B comma C. If they are in AP, already we know second term minus first term is equals to third term minus second term. So B minus A is equals to C minus B. I will take minus B this side and minus A this side. So we will get 2B is equals to A plus C. I will take 2 to the right side, so we will get B is equals to A plus C divided by 2. Next, then the roots of ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0 are real. He said very clearly this equation has a real roots. So real roots are there means that discriminant value is greater than or equals to 0. Because if discriminant is equals to 0, real and equal roots. If it is greater than 0, real and distinct roots. He said only real, so possibilities are greater than or equals to 0. So D is nothing but B square minus 4AC, that is discriminant greater than or equals to 0. So now, in the place of B, we got here value, that is A plus C by 2. I will substitute that value. So B is nothing but A plus C by 2 whole square minus 4AC greater than or equals to 0. So this 2 is applicable for the numerator as well as for the denominator. So first I am applying for the numerator. A plus C whole square. that is a square plus c square plus 2ac divided by 4 minus 4ac greater than or equals to 0. This 4 we will multiply with this, so we get a square plus c square plus 2ac minus 4 4s are 16ac whole divided by 4 greater than or equals to 0. This 4 if we take to another side it will become 0 because 0 into 4 0. So we get a square plus c square 2ac minus 16 minus 14ac minus 14ac which is greater than or equals to 0. Now all the terms I will divide by a square. Every term I will divide by a square. So we will get a square by a square plus c square by a square minus 14ac divided by a square which is greater than or equals to 0. So here a square cancel, so we remains with 1 plus c square by a square can be written as c by a whole square minus here a, here square cancel, so we remains with 14c divided by a which is greater than or equals to 0. Okay, in the left side we have 1 plus c by a whole square minus 14c divided by a. So to make this left side part exactly a square, what I will do for this 1, I will add 48. So if I add 48, it will become 48 plus 1, 49 plus c by a whole square minus 14c divided by a greater than or equals to, here left side I am adding 48, so here also I am doing same 48. Now if we observe this left side part clearly, this is a formula. C by a whole square is a square, 49 is 7 square, a square plus b square minus 2ab. So that is nothing but a minus b whole square which is greater than or equals to 48. So c by a minus 7 whole square can be written as modulus c by a minus 7 which is greater than or equals to 4 root 3. Here square root is there, simply I am removing the square root. Square root of 48 is nothing but 4 root 3. So then the roots of the x square plus bx plus c is equals to 0 are real for modulus e by a minus 7 is greater than or equals to 4 root 3. Okay, the next question is, if 1 minus p is a root of x square plus px plus 1 minus p is equals to 0, then find its roots. So given equation is x square plus px plus 1 minus p is equals to 0. He mentioned clearly 1 minus p is a root. So in the place of x substitute 1 minus p. So we will get 1 minus p whole square plus p into 1 minus p plus 1 minus p is equals to 0. This 1 minus p whole square is in the form of a minus b whole square. If we expand, a square plus b square minus 2ab plus p into 1 p into minus p square plus 1 minus p is equals to 0. Here plus p square minus p square cancel. Next, minus 2p plus p minus p minus p minus p minus 2p plus 1 2 minus 2p is equals to 0. So I will take 2 common remains with 1 minus p is equals to 0. This 2 not equals to 0, so leave that 2 completely. Next remaining is 1 minus p is equals to 0. From this we can conclude p value is 1. Now we got p value, substitute that p value in the given equation. That is x square plus px plus 1 minus p is equals to 0. X square plus p is nothing but 1. 1x x plus 1 minus p value is 1 is equals to 0. Here plus 1 minus 1 both will cancel, so remains with x square plus x is equals to 0. From this x square plus x I will take x common, remains with x plus 1. So from the first one, x is equals to 0 or else x plus 1 is equals to 0. So x is equals to minus 1. So the zeros are 0 and minus 1. Okay, the next question is, if A is equals to alpha 2 alpha and determinant A cube is equals to 125, then what is the alpha value? So here he gave clearly determinant of A cube is equals to 125. This determinant of A cube also can be written as determinant of A whole cube, which is equals to 125. Now what is the determinant of A? First, for the given matrix, let us find the determinant. That is AD minus BC. Alpha into alpha, alpha square minus B into D. 2 2s are 4. Whole power 3, which is equals to 125 can be written as 5 power 3. Here power is 3, here also power is 3. So if both the powers are equal to each other, the base is also equal. That is alpha square minus 4 is equals to 5. Minus 4 I will take to the right side, it will become plus 4. So alpha square is equals to 5 plus 4. Alpha square is equals to 5 plus 4 is 9. Then alpha value is plus or minus 3. Okay, the next question is, for each n belongs to capital N, that is natural number, 2 power 3n minus 1 is divisible by which number? So the given one is 2 power 3n minus 1. First, he said clearly n belongs to natural numbers. So natural number start from 1. So in the place of n, I will substitute 1. 2 power 3 into 1 minus 1. 2 power 3 into 1 3 minus 1. 2 power 3 8 minus 1, that is nothing but 7. So when I substituted 1 in the place of n, I got the answer 7. Next, 2 power 3 into, I will substitute the next natural number, that is 2 minus 1. 2 power 3 2s are 6 minus 1. 2 power 6 64 minus 1. 64 minus 1 is 63. Now after substituting the number 1 we got 7. After substituting number 2 we got 63. Find the HCF of these two. HCF of 7 and 63. So 7, 63. 7 9s are 63. 63 minus 63 is 0. So we got the remainder 0. 7 is the HCF. HCF of 7 and 63 is 7. So this number 2 power 3n minus 1 for each n belongs to n is divisible by 7. Okay, the next question. Sn is equals to 2 into 7 power n plus 3 into 5 power n minus 5. And this Sn is divisible by multiple of which number? So Sn is given as 2 into 7 power n plus 3 into 5 power n minus 5. Now in the place of n, I will substitute 1, which is equals to 2 into 7 power 1 plus 3 into 5 power 1 minus 5. 2 into 7 power 1 is 7 plus 3 into 5 power 1 is 5 minus 5. 2 7s are 14 plus 3 5s are 15 minus 5. 14 plus 15. 29. 29 minus 5. 24. So this given Sn is divisible by multiple of 24. It is divisible by multiple of 24. Okay, the next question is, in these two statements are given. So statement A, n plus 2 whole factorial divided by n minus 1 whole factorial is divisible by 6. And statement B, product of 3 consecutive numbers is divisible by 6. Let us check whether two statements are true or false, or one statement is true and one statement is false. First statement, I am taking statement A. n plus 2 whole factorial divided by n minus 1 whole factorial. N plus 2 whole factorial can be written as n plus 2, keep on decreasing 1 1, n plus 1 into n minus 1 whole factorial divided by n minus 1 whole factorial. These two will cancel, so we remains with n plus 2 into n plus 1 into n. For example, n is 1, n plus 1 will become 2, n plus 2 will become 3, 1 2 3. Otherwise, n is 100, n plus 1, 101, n plus 2, 102, 100, 101, 102. If n is 25, 25, 26, 27. So these three are consecutive numbers. n plus 1, n plus 2 are consecutive numbers. And these all are multiplied here. So product of three consecutive numbers. So let us take any number. I am taking some three consecutive numbers 1, 2, 3. I am doing multiplication. 1 into 2 into 3 is 6. Yes, it is divisible by 6. Next, I am taking 3 into 4 into 5. 5 4s are 20, 23 is a 60. 60 is also divisible by 6. So we can conclude one thing, that is three consecutive numbers are always divisible by 6. So n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 is also divisible by 6. So statement A is true. Next, statement B, product of three consecutive numbers is divisible by 6. Yes, this is also true statement. Both the statements are true, and this statement B is the correct explanation of statement A. Okay, the next question is, if n is a positive integer, then root 3 plus 1 whole power 2n minus root 3 minus 1 whole power 2n is option A irrational, option B odd positive integer, option C even positive integer, option D rational number other than positive integer. So he said very clearly it is a positive integer only. So positive integers are nothing but again starting from 1. Those are nothing but natural numbers. So first natural number 1. So in the place of n, I will substitute 1. We get root 3 plus 1 whole power 2 into 1 minus root 3 minus 1 whole power 2 into 1. So we get root 3 plus 1 whole power 2 ones are 2 minus root 3 minus 1 2 ones are 2. So this is a plus b whole square formula. This is a minus b whole square formula. So if we apply a plus b whole square, a square root 3 square 3 plus 1 square 1 plus 2 into root 3 minus, here a minus b whole square formula, a square plus b square minus 2ab. Now 3 plus 1 4 plus 2 root 3 minus 3 plus 1 4 minus 2 root 3. If we remove the brackets, 4 plus 2 root 3 minus into 4 minus into minus plus 2 root 3. Here plus 4 minus 4 cancel. So we remains with 2 root 3 plus 2 root 3. That is nothing but 4 root 3. This 4 root 3 is an irrational number. So option A is the correct option. Okay, the next question is, for every n, that is natural numbers, n greater than or equals to 2, 1 by root 1 plus 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 3 plus and so on till 1 by root n is greater than root n. He gave this statement A. So let us check whether it is true statement or not. He said very clearly n should be greater than or equals to 2. So it means compulsory equal to 2 or greater than 2 only. It should not be 1 or less than 1. So I will take first 2. So 2 means only 2 terms I need to take. That is statement I am solving first. 1 by root 1 plus 1 by root 2. It should be greater than root n, that is root 2. 1 by root 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 by root 2 which is greater than root 2. Let us check. Root 2 into 1. Root 2 plus 1 divided by root 2 is greater than root 2. Of course, root 2 plus 1 divided by root 2 value is greater than root 2. So, statement A is true statement. Next, for every natural number n greater than or equals to 2, see under root n into n plus 1 is smaller than n plus 1. Let us check. In the place of n, here also again greater than or equals to 2. So, 2 I am taking. Under root 2 into 2 plus 1 is 3. It should be less than 2 plus 1, 3. So, root 6 is smaller than 3. Yes, root 6 is smaller than 3 only. So, statement B also true only. Statement A is true as well as statement B is also true. But the only thing is, statement B is not the correct explanation of statement A. Statement B is not the correct explanation of statement A, but both the statements are true. Okay, till now if you didn't subscribe to my channel, subscribe for more videos. Thank you.